We had sticks, 2 sticks.
From Flight School TV, man, and I'm here with Sheila, man. If y'all don't know, y'all need to get in tune, definitely. You know what I'm saying? So, for this interview, I want to start at the beginning because I feel like that's the learning. The beginning process is very important, and where you came from and things like that, how you grew up. So, can you give the people like a background of who you are and where you from?
Yeah, my name is Sheila Rashid. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, southeast side to be specific. That's pretty much where I grew up.
Like, how would you describe your childhood? Like, did you grow up like for me, for instance, you know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up having to share clothes, you know what I'm saying? Hand-me-downs, you know what I'm saying? Like, when my big cousin finally didn't fit them shoes no more, I slid them on my feet. Like, how would you describe your childhood?
Yeah, I mean, I would say like typical middle class type of upbringing, disciplined. We moved around a lot, so that was a big thing.
So like what was some of the places that you lived that you had bounced around to?
I lived in Savannah, Georgia, and I lived in Atlanta, Georgia, Alabama.
That's a lot.
Then I came back to Chicago, but that was like my childhood. Like,
so you was originally born in Chicago, then you started moving around.
Yeah.
I got a similar story. Like, I was born in Chicago, then I started moving. I moved to Cali, then we moved to Vegas, then back to Cali, then back to Chicago.
Right.
Yeah. So like, at what point in time during that process of your childhood did you discover fashion?
Probably just my mom's style. Like, she was so different, eccentric. She just was of the times of the 80s, the 90s. And just watching her, I mean, I feel like that's probably where I got most of my inspiration from.
Okay, so like when did you know like fashion was your thing?
Yeah, probably after high school, or right my junior senior year in high school is when I kind of started painting on t-shirts, and that was really when I was inspired by like Bape and Ice Cream, BBC.
Yeah. And
I was like heavily inspired by that.
So you started off designing shirts?
Yes.
Like, what was like one of your first shirts? Can you remember?
Oh, I'm pretty sure I copied like the Pharrell character. It was like the In My Mind album cover.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I would draw it out, then I would hand paint it, and it'd just be a character on a t-shirt.
So how did you go from doing t-shirts to like the full scope of everything you do now, like designing denim and everything?
Yeah. It changed up. I mean, I wanted to make stuff from scratch after I was doing t-shirts and hoodies, because I went from t-shirts, and then I went from distressing hoodies with a friend of mine in high school. We kind of teamed up and we had a clothing brand, and it was called Nouveau Riche, and it was like a thing that we did, and our thing was taking hoodies from H&M and cutting out the backs of them and bleaching a sleeve, painting on it, just stuff like that, and people really like that. So
also, damn, you've been doing that for a while then, since high school.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to school for fashion?
Yeah, I went to Columbia College for a short time, and I learned the basics there. I went there for fashion design, and that's pretty much where I learned mainly all of the skill that I was able to know now, just from what I
So at Columbia College, like, what do you think you took away from going to school compared? Because a lot of people I interview, majority of them, they didn't even go to school for fashion.
Yeah.
They just naturally had a knack for it, or start messing with, like, maybe somebody in their family had a sewing machine, and they just wanted to. It was something in them that made them want to stand out and be different. They like, okay, you doing that over there.
Yeah.
Watch how I sauce this up over here. You feel me?
Right. I mean, I went there to learn. I took like I didn't even make it past my freshman year. I mean, I learned the basics. Like, really, it was like a sewing class, a garment construction class, basically, and then a history of fashion design. And that's that was like the main. Other classes was like reading and stuff like that. But
Yeah. So it just basically taught you how to put the pieces together.
yeah, like how to do zippers, different type of zippers and stuff like that.
Right,
so
right.
That was cool.
Right, that's what's up. So how long have you actually been an actual designer?
It's been probably over about 12 years, 13 years.
Damn, that's what's up. And there's very few people that can say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still out here doing their thing. Who would you say inspired you to go in that way? I know you said your OG, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, was like your early on inspiration, and
Yeah.
Pharrell was.
Right.
But was there any local examples that you would be like, man, they was doing their thing, and I saw them doing that, and that kind of made me want to go in this direction?
Yeah, I would probably say who really inspired me was this other designer that I interned for. His name was Horacio Nieto, and he was doing like gowns and stuff like that. So he was like really more advanced, like, and I was learning from him. Like I interned for him for some months, and then I just kind of just knew from that I wanted to do my own thing.
So like, how long was that internship?
Yeah, probably maybe, I don't even remember, maybe like 6 months or less or something like that.
Yeah, because like that's something that I can appreciate, because like especially in the times we living in now, it's like everybody expect something in return, and for you to be an intern, you basically on the job to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so many people nowadays, they get caught up in this like, bro, I ain't doing shit unless I'm getting paid, like fuck that, you know what I'm saying? But that type of mentality can hold a lot of people back, you know what I'm saying? Because you sacrificing gaining knowledge because you don't see the financial benefits early on. And the fact that you was just like, you know what I'm saying, I just want to learn. You know what I'm saying? That go a lot to say about, you know what I'm saying, how much you care about what you do. You know what I'm saying? You really in it for the long, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Because a lot of people jump in the game and just off the porch just be like, you know what I'm saying, like, I ain't doing shit unless they pay me, fuck all that.
Right.
But you had the foresight to be like, nah, you know what? If I can soak up some of this game and some of the things that he's doing and apply that to what I want to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got the foresight. Because like I tell people all the time, like, every opportunity not attached to a paycheck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Sometimes, though, you gotta dedicate some of your time to get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you probably going through that internship, meeting people,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying, soaking up the game, then, you know what I'm saying, applying it to what you want to do, and now you popping, you feel me?
Yep.
So I salute you for that, for sure, because a lot, like I said, a lot of kids right now, we just in that time where people just feel like I ain't doing shit unless it's a check involved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I salute you for that. So what made you choose cutting sew pieces compared to just like doing the t-shirt runs and just keeping up with that?
Yeah. Cause I knew I wanted to just be more well-rounded. I didn't want to just be that. I didn't want to just be someone just doing t-shirts.
Yeah.
I wanted to make stuff from scratch. I wanted to make stuff for myself.
Yeah.
I wanted to make my own pants, jeans, whatever. Like, I just knew I had to learn that. If I had to.
Yeah, because you see so many people jump in the game and they be like, man, you know, this t-shirt thing is popping.
Yeah.
And they just ride that until they die.
Yeah.
So you early on, you was just like, you know what I'm saying, like, I want it all.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just inspired.
So, like, what are you capable of doing, like, for real? Like, you can design, like, head to toe, like, somebody whole jump?
Absolutely. I started out, after I was doing the hoodies, my first collection was really all dresses. I was doing nothing but...
So you really not... It's putting a limit and saying, like, oh, you do denim jeans.
Yeah.
That's, like, really, like,
that can't relate.
downsizing what you really can do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, what's the full scope of what you can do?
Dresses, t-shirts, hoodies, sweaters, jeans, all that, everything. I mean, only thing I really say I haven't really touched is suits. Like, I don't do like the...
Oh, yeah, like the tuxes and all that stuff.
Right.
Okay, but shit, it seems like you could do everything.
I probably could, yeah.
So, like, what type of thought go into designing these pieces? You know what I'm saying? Like, for you to, cause you got a vibe that really stand out. It's not really like something that people could be like, oh yeah, what she do remind me of this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got a real vibe that seem authentic and natural. So like, when approaching a project that you want to do, like how do you approach it?
Yeah. Well, I think it's how I always, like when I started doing dresses, I was doing a lot of geometric inspired things, and it's always been just something I knew would capture people's just eye, and I just stuck with that. I apply that to just about everything I do, and I just think that that's what I think about. I just think about how crazy, or can I make something but make it look elegant.
Right. So like, I done interview people that have said like, I can be walking down the street and I can see like this fire truck drive past, and I just keep that color, like the colors of the fire truck, and like people get inspired by some of the craziest things. Like, what's some of the weirdest things that you could say like, man, that inspired me? It's weird as hell.
Yeah. Ooh. It could be anything, really. Anything. I mean, I'm inspired by just looking at people's style. It could be anything. I don't know. It could be whatever.
Yeah, I heard so many different things when it comes to that. But with so many designers emerging, like, how important is it for you to make sure that nothing that you're doing looks like anything anybody else is doing? How much is that in the back of your mind when you're designing?
Yeah, I think it is about like, this is the way I design, doing the whole, like I said, I'm inspired by the geometrics and symmetry, and I think I see a lot. I mean, the designs are doing that as well, but I think it's like the fabric choices that I choose, and just matching those up with other design, like patterns and stuff like that. Just trying to figure out how to do something different. I don't know.
And so basically, it sounds like it just come natural to you. Like, you just apply your vibe and your style into your clothes, and it's gonna come out different because you different.
Right.
That makes
Pretty
sense.
much.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, like, how do you feel about the game as is, like right now? Like, do you feel like you like the way it's trending towards? Like, is it trending up, or is it starting to get like overhyped? Like the fashion industry in general.
Yeah, fashion industry in general, I will say is free for all. I mean, I see it going up because it's just a necessity. People love looking nice, and I just feel like it's something that's always going to be important to people.
Yeah.
So I do feel like it's always going up for me. How I feel.
So you feel like the game as it is right now, you feel like we in a good place, you know what I'm saying, as far as like everything?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just speaking for myself. I mean, I feel like, me personally, I just like to create things, and I just feel like I look to see what other designers are doing, and they seem to be looking like they're doing what they want to do as well. So.
Yeah, because some people would be like, man, it's too much, too many hands in the pot. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, it's kind of like the rapper thing. You look up and be like, oh, you a rapper too?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody think they can design. Just because they design some shirts, they think they a fashion designer. You feel me?
Like, I get a lot of people hitting me up like, yeah, I'm starting to design, starting my own brand and everything. And
it's like almost getting oversaturated a little bit. Like, you too, like, damn, fam, like, I ain't even know you rap. Like, you started rapping when you was 40. Like, you jumped off the porch rapping when you was 40. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to see that in the fashion game right now, where you see these guys, like, they got a little following, whether it be in the streets or on social media, and they just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm finna just print out some shirts and ride this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, do you think being a woman of color is an advantage or a disadvantage right now? As far as the game.
In general, I think being a woman is always an advantage to anything.
Yeah. Flat out, like, shit, whatever. Yeah, flat out. I feel that. You know what I'm saying? Because, honestly, like, it seemed like, and maybe this is just my view of it, but it seemed like, especially in the streetwear lane, that's kind of like a male-dominated thing. Like, you see all these guys and guys and guys.
It's true.
And you hardly see like stories like of yours, like yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked that. Like, do you think the game is fair?
Right. Well, yeah, it is. I see a lot of males. I know you're right, because I really can't name a lot of females that's in streetwear.
Right.
I do know some like women designers for sure, but is it fair? I mean, I just look at it like you got to make your own lane.
Flat out. So what would you say was some of like your early challenges that you faced, like getting your name recognized for like, because you can be the coldest designer and nobody ever would discover you, you know what I'm saying? But the simple fact that you just stepped out and been doing so many different things, like what were some of your early challenges that you experienced?
Yeah, so I would definitely say after I did my internship with Horacio and I stepped out and wanted to do my own thing, I wound up moving to New York. And I think that was definitely one of my early on challenges, because feeling like I needed to go outside of Chicago to be successful. And I also wanted to go to New York just because, you know, it's the fashion capital. Yeah. So all the energy is. But it was a great thing that I did do that, because I met so many people. I met so many stylists, all kind of people.
Right.
And that was probably my main reason for going, was to network.
Yeah, and I think that's a step that get overlooked by so many people. They like, man, why I can't make it? Why? It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta get out there and network. Like, like your network determine your net worth. Like it's a corny saying, but it's true. Yeah. Like, so how important was that experience stepping outside of Chicago to you?
I thought it was very necessary to step out. Like I wanted to, I remember leading up to moving to New York, I was making clothes for people just to save money so I can get out there. And I went with like a couple suitcases, you know, and I didn't have a job out there. But when I got out there, like the first week, I got a job in retail and I just made it work. Moved in with, you know, some roomies. And I just thought it was important. I felt like I needed to do it and I wanted to.
Do you feel like it's possible to make it like in a place like Chicago without stepping outside of Chicago? Do you feel like it's possible?
Yeah, I do think it's possible. You know, if it's where you're comfortable, where you want to be, and you love doing what you love to do, you can make anything, you know, possible for yourself.
Yeah, big facts. You know? Because we see, you know, a lot of people say this the city of hate, you know what I'm saying, Chicago is. And a lot of people, especially when it comes to like music and almost with a lot of everything, people say like, man, you gotta step outside the city and make your name known for your, then come back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can almost say like Kanye did something similar to that. You know what I'm saying? When he went to New York and was working with Rockefeller. Right. You know what I'm saying? He had a little buzz in the city, but after getting that recognition in New York, he kind of came back to the city and was like, yeah, I'm that guy, now y'all know. Right. Yeah, that's true. What's up. So, what would you say was your first moment of success? Like, success is a term that means something different to each person. So what would you describe as your first moment of success?
Probably my first fashion show in Chicago. I did it in Pilsen. It was in 2010, September 2010, and I did like a 30-look collection, so I was definitely ambitious. And it was mostly all dresses, and that's when I introduced the drop crotch pant. And I feel like that was a really good point, because a lot like that, like everyone came out. It was a really good
so you
thing.
Had a good turnout for your first
it was
fashion
packed.
show.
Yeah, it was really dope.
Man, that's what's up. Because that's one thing that, like, you know, I interview a lot of people and they be saying like, man, I was nervous as hell during my first fashion show. Yeah. Like, worried about the turnout, the models executing, you know what I'm saying, all your designs being, you know what I'm saying, on point. So that must have been a stressful time then. Right,
it was. I mean, it was, but I knew it would go smooth. I was just calm, because I just knew everything. I had all my pieces, had the model. It was just good.
That's what's up. Yeah. So how did you, like, can you describe the feeling of seeing somebody actually wearing your shit? Yeah. Like, how did that feel?
It always feels amazing when people, just anybody who even try something on or buy something, it just feels good. Just to see them wearing something that you made and then they like it and they love it. And it's just a feeling that, it's a good feeling. It's a great feeling.
Do you remember the first time you saw somebody wearing your shit?
Probably. I don't even know if that equates to when the first person who wore like a shirt that I made for
Yeah,
in high school.
shirt or jeans or whatever.
Yeah, it was awesome when for them to like a shirt that I painted on. Like that's still as satisfying as see someone like wearing a pair of jeans that I made.
That's what's up. That's
Yeah.
what's up. So like, I wanted to ask about like some of the people that you actually designed for. Well, not I wouldn't say design for, but you seen wearing your shit like Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's been a few people that like very recognizable names that has been seen in a piece from you.
Mm-hmm.
Like how does that make you feel?
Yeah. It feels like I say, it feels great. It feels good to see Zendaya wear my stuff, Bella Hadid, Smino, Mick Jenkins, Joe Freshgoods. It feels great to just see like they love your work and they wanna, and even people that like there's a lot of celebrities I haven't gotten my stuff to, who just be like, yo, I need this and blah blah blah. That feels good. Just to know that they appreciate.
Alright, so like some of those names, people they might go over people's head.
Yeah.
But like people need to understand them names that you just said is some big people. If y'all don't know them because they ain't rappers or actors or something, like
Lena Waithe.
Yeah, definitely like look up some of them names and see what the fuck going on around here. You feel me? Like understand that part. You know what I'm saying? But what would you say like was some of your early challenges that you faced that you would want to warn somebody about? Like even if you could talk to your like your younger self and be like, hey, look, don't do this. Like watch out for these type motherfuckers, cause you know what I'm saying?
Right. Challenges. I feel like just don't if anybody don't like what you're doing, don't take it personal. I would probably say that. Keep going, because that was another one of the things that motivated me to keep going, like, to want to be a fashion designer.
What people's
like someone like said something about my work. It was like a T-shirt, so it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, it was that harsh criticism, and I was just like, taken aback, and I was just like, all right, I'm about to make clothes from scratch now. Right. That's really what kind of kept me going. I was like, all right, I went from that T-shirt to just like, all right, I'm about to make stuff from scratch.
I mean, you'll be surprised though. Like some of the people we really look up to, like the Michael Jordans, the LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? Like those caliber of people get motivated by shit like what you saying right now. Like okay, the naysayers like, all right, y'all doubt me. Like all right, I'm finna show y'all something. You feel me? Like
right.
Y'all motherfuckers sleep. I'm finna wake y'all ass up one time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that mentality. That's a vicious mentality, you know what I'm saying? Because shit, with that type of mind state, shit, you gonna always have fuel in the tank. You know what I'm saying? Because there's gonna always be somebody that got something to say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the next person you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Let them know you do this shit for real. You feel me? But that's what's up though. So like, just so people can understand like the behind the scenes that the time that you put into your pieces, you know what I'm saying? Because I know in the world of in the world of cut and sew pieces, like what you do, like with the denim and everything and the dresses and everything, I know some people will probably put in an order and be like, man, why that order ain't get here yet? You know what I'm saying? So can you speak on the process of designing your pieces? You know what I'm saying? The time that you put in. Yeah,
that's an important question, because people don't know like the time that goes into making something. They don't know that it's a lot. It's tedious work.
Yeah.
So it's from making the pattern, first sketching it out, whatever it is the design is, making the pattern out of brown paper, cutting it out of the fabric, and then pinning each piece together, sewing it up. I mean, for me, it takes at least like 4 to 6 hours to make something. So I've gotten to that point now, but sometimes a piece could go over for 2-3 days. It don't really take me that long to get something done, but I do be very vocal with my client to let them know that you know, it could take longer. It could take this. I just give them like a grace period. Like,
yeah, because I feel like that's one thing that get overlooked when people like yourself is in the design process, or not saying putting pieces together. Like, people expect they return almost like right away. Sometimes people gotta understand, like, especially with what you do, it really be time invested into each piece.
Yeah.
So if you got let's just say you got an order for 20 jeans, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that order came through in the same week. People gotta understand that. You know what I'm saying? You gonna need time to get all the stuff in order, because you're not like designing something that just like a general fit in every. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you really putting your hand touches on each piece.
Yeah.
And I feel like that sometimes get overlooked when it comes to like the type of work that you do. You know what I'm saying? People don't acknowledge the time and effort that you put into each piece.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't no, alright, I'm gonna slap this on the shirt, put the press down and get you right out the door type of move. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, this take a little bit of time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But out of all your collections, what would you say was like one of your favorites? I know it's kind of hard to pick when it comes to stuff like that, but what was like one of the ones you was like, man, I snapped when I did that shit?
It's probably always the pieces that have like 30 pieces to one pair.
Yeah.
Like, I just be like, yo, because it takes some time to do that.
Yeah.
But when it comes together, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
You know.
I just seen you post on I think it might have been today, or when you was like, you used the leftovers.
Right.
And you had used all the different pieces on them jeans. Yeah,
and that was also great because somebody mentioned like, oh, it's even more epic because there's no fabric waste. I was like, yeah, exactly. It's just cool to be able to also be that kind of friendly to, you know, the environment.
Hell
to just use those pieces.
Right. That's what's up. So like as of right now, 2019, it's just the year just getting started. Like, looking back, what would you say was like could you name some of the companies that you collab with in the past?
Yeah.
It's probably a lot, but just some of that.
I mean, I'm actually real to myself. True. But I definitely collab with Nike. I've collabed with Joe from Fat Tiger. And I have a Jordan campaign that's coming out this year. And I have another one that's coming out, but I can't say.
And one thing I've been noticing that Jordan brands seem like they've been consciously paying attention to women in fashion.
Yeah.
Cause I like whether it's the Rox Brown, or if it's the Aleli Mays. Yeah. You know, like, it just seemed like they is paying attention to women in this game and giving them they just dues.
Right.
I wouldn't say giving them a shot, because or giving them an opportunity, because I feel like they not giving y'all an opportunity. You really giving them, you know what I'm saying, an opportunity to work with you. You know what I'm saying? I see it like that. So, like, how would you describe the experience of working with companies like that, and like the whole Nike experience? How would you describe that?
I think it was, I like what they're doing. I like what Nike and Jordan's doing when they're just taking just local, you know, people like me and, you know, working with women specifically. I think that's great. Like, I can't be mad at that.
Yeah, that's dope to see. But like being in the process, like when you in the moment, do you even think about like, damn, I'm working with Nike? Like, cause we grow up wearing Nikes. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, for you to like come full circle, like, damn, I went from spending money with Nike to like breaking bread with Nike.
I know, it's wild. It's really an out of body experience for real. It's like, wow, I'm sitting here on set and they're catering to me, and it's cool. It's just it's good feeling to know that they appreciate, you know, stuff like that. Yeah,
and it seems like they paying attention.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, no, like, that's something I want to say, like, to our audience and people that's watching, like, just keep doing what you're doing, and you never know who actually paying attention. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, you mess around, and get that look,
Right.
and you wasn't even expecting it, but them companies is paying attention to, you know what I'm saying, the trendsetters in the game. Like,
Yep.
that's undeniable. Like, if you're doing something different, you in your own lane, and you creating a movement and some momentum about yourself, them companies paying attention.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people need to understand, like, even if you don't got like 200,000, 1 million followers, you know what I'm saying, as long as you're doing something that's authentic to you, I feel like you're going to eventually get that look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what happened for you, you know what I'm saying? You was just tunnel vision, you know what I'm saying, working on what you want to do, then, you know what I'm saying, all these opportunities start following.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what happened. I just focused on myself and my brand, and they paid attention.
That's what's up. But how do you feel about the fashion scene in Chicago specifically? Do you feel like do you like the way it's going, or do you feel like we can get better, or we should get more looks?
I think like the fashion scene in Chicago has its own. It just has its own thing. It stands out because it's Chicago. People pay attention because it's, Chicago is known for being conservative, but it's a lot of people that are into fashion here.
Yeah.
People would love, like, when you outside, you go on an event, people will dress. They care about what they wear.
Yeah. I really feel like Chicago is becoming the new New York. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we got so many companies. I mean, even not just speaking of companies, but speaking about people individually. Like, we got people, Kanye, Chance. We got, you know what I'm saying, Virgil.
Yeah.
We got IB and Jasper. We got, you know what I'm saying, we got Zoe from Fashion Geeks. We got Corey from Leaders, Diego. Big Lloyd over there doing this thing with Joe Fresh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just seems like the city bubbling right now, and it's, if you gonna do something right now, I feel like it's the time. Like, you actually might be a little late at this point. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Chicago, I feel like Chicago.
And even Christopher Kites. Shout out to him.
Oh yeah, I can't forget my boy.
Right.
Shout out to him, man, for sure. And I mean, like artists like, you know what I'm saying, Lewis. You know what I'm saying, Louis the Guzman. Like, he doing his thing.
Yep.
We got Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? We got JC Rivera. Like, a lot of things going on from the arts and fashion. You know, arts and fashion like hand in hand.
Yep.
And I feel like Chicago just bubbling.
Yeah, it is.
How do you feel about Complex Con coming out here?
I feel like it's dope. I mean, it's definitely necessary. It should happen.
Yeah.
It definitely should happen.
Especially with that long list of names I just ran through. Like, why wouldn't it come through the city?
Exactly.
Like, so how you think that's gonna turn out? Like, how you do you expect like super major things? I know you got inside information. We're not asking for that, though. I'm just asking about how do you think it's gonna be?
I know, like, I think it's gonna be dope. I think it's gonna be amazing. I don't know if I'm gonna be in it. Just to be honest with you, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be amazing. I mean,
man, if them guys is listening right now, like, if you're not getting in tune with what the fuck going on, man, like. Smack yourself, like, get in tune with the streets, you feel me? Like, we ain't doing this for no reason, you feel me? Like, we out here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? But, like, what can we expect, like, moving forward from you?
I'm just about to go back to the basics. I want to get back to doing dresses, and because I know, like, I feel like it's necessary. I've been doing denim for about 6-7 years, so I just want to get back to that, because I know I'm really great at it. So, I don't know, just continue to collaborate with great companies, and you definitely see a lot of good things that's coming up that, I wish I could just, like, be like, yo, I'm working with what I can do.
Yeah, maybe, hopefully we'll be lucky enough to get a follow-up when them moments unveil themselves, you hear me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, if people want to get into it with your movement and look up your work, like, where can they find you?
You can find me SheilaRashid.com, or I'm on IG. It's Sheila the Designer, and Twitter is I Make Clothes.
Hey, and if you're not already, man, y'all need to get in tune with what the fuck going on, man. Like, major things, you feel me? But yeah, you know what it is, man. It's Face from Flight School TV. I'm here with Sheila Rashid, you feel me? So get in tune, man.